Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with episode 146.
146, 146.
There you have it. And we're back to the classic format somewhat here on the Shadow Kvlt podcast. We're talking about a pay-per-view, and of course, the gang's all here minus Walter. But, yeah, myself, Scott, Ricky, Boss, and James are here. And for tonight, we are talking about ECW Wrestlepalooza 1998.
ECW.
Because pretty much this month, because at the end of the month we're doing the ECW debate. This is pretty much ECW month for the most part. Well, half of the month.
Extreme Championship
Wrestling.
This is extreme.
And for those uninitiated, James has discovered a terrible thing about Discord, and that's the fucking soundboard. And that was my asshole exploding. I knew that'd get you.
Before we went live, we didn't know what it was going to be like. Oh god, that's the soundboard they added. Great.
Wait till we can import sounds.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I know you're going to hear me import a lot of shit.
Jinder fucking Mahal has to be there.
Jackass.
That will be one.
That's gonna be in there. Yep.
I can't get my inner Jinder Mahal, and he really needs to get really pissed off to get my inner Jinder.
Bro.
Oh, your inner Shanti. Your inner Shanti.
Anyway, what are we talking about?
So yeah, ECW Wrestlepalooza 1998.
Yay.
So before we get into it, a little quick synopsis about where ECW was at this point. At this point, pretty fucking red hot going into 1998, I would say. Like, their business was starting to pick up a little bit heading into the year. Of course, Taz being being the big guy that's on the verge of becoming world champion.
Al Snow was red hot at this time.
The head thing is going. Van Dam's got the TV title. You got the Dudley Boys developing. You got Sandman still there. You got Dreamer still there.
Dysfunctional tag champs.
Yep. So you got Lance Storm getting noticed. Candido's there. Justin Credible is starting to get
RVD in the middle of his long.
At the beginning, this was at the beginning of his reign. Yeah.
Sabu was still there.
Yep.
Shane champion.
The BWO.
Shane's still champion for some reason at this point. BWO is there.
We'll talk about
New
that.
Jack.
We'll talk.
New Jack is there.
Bam Bam.
Bam Bam. At this point,
Bam Bam.
Eliminators are
Raven?
gone.
The triple threat were.
Raven was in
Raven?
WCW at this
Raven's
point.
in
yeah.
WCW.
Yeah.
Raven was in
He's gone.
WCW.
Yeah, it wouldn't be long for some of these guys to ditch town for a little while at least, and then come back a little bit later on.
Ow.
But yeah, as far as the show itself, don't really know how to describe this show, to be honest.
This has been often referred to as the worst ECW pay-per-view, original ECW pay-per-view.
Yeah.
The worst original ECW pay-per-view of all time.
And as we get into it, you'll see that it has potential, and then there's a huge drop-off.
Because once you see the match, you think it's going to be a fucking killer-ass show if you look at the card.
Yep.
But the execution...
Execution and some booking decisions were very...
And why was Heyman thinking the way he was thinking?
Burnout.
Oh, yeah.
TV deal, pay-per-view, merchandising, licensing, losing talent, Mole from WCW. Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on.
Checks bouncing.
Checks bouncing left and right.
And you wonder why Paul lost his hair more quicker than anybody else.
I was about to say receding hairline, cue the whole Hulk Hogan.
Yep, brother.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Let's just get this shit show done and over with.
Let's go.
But so ECW Wrestlepalooza 1998 from the Cobb County Civic Center in Marietta, Georgia. So they were invading WCW territory.
Even though WCW hadn't run a show there in like 6 years.
Yeah. Anyways, for stats, we had an attendance of 3,401 with 2,900 paid, which was the lowest attended show in 1998. Live gauge $72,000, lowest of 1998. Pay-per-view buys 75,000, and up to this point, the most bought pay-per-view in ECW history, and would be tied for the most bought of the year with November to Remember. But there were only 4 pay-per-views in 1998.
And this was also the 5th pay-per-view they had... No, actually, it was only the...
No, it was the 5th one.
5th pay-per-view they had ever done.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, so they're still getting their footing in the pay-per-view world at this point.
Now, are we going to be talking about a certain segment when it happened, or should we get it out of the way right now?
Go ahead. Let's just go ahead.
The Georgia Wrestling Legends segment, which was so weird. Yeah. The fact that ECW built their entire legacy on fuck the past. Hey, let's honor these legends. And we get the last appearance of Junkyard Dog, who got a massive ovation. And we got...
Watching him at that time was so depressing. Like, he looked like he himself. I tell you what, he looked like a Bill Butcher for a hot minute.
You had Dick Slater, you had Masked Superstar, Demolition Axe, and Bullet Bob.
Yeah, that was it. And it just seems really out of place. It doesn't. It breaks up the whole show in a weird way. If they were padding for time or whatever reason,
probably.
This is something that probably they could have done like before the show. It's probably trying. I'm thinking back on it now. Paul is probably trying to gain credibility with pay-per-view on a wider range, that kind of thing. So that's why he has to back off on the burying of the past a little bit to explore and expand his fan base to say, like, we're not in Philadelphia anymore, kids. We're in Georgia. So we got to start getting over with these people. How do we do that? Ooh, let's bring back the legends of Georgia. Who we got? He's not here. He's not here. He's dead. He works for this company. He works for this company. Oh, we got JYD. Cool. And we got this guy. So, that's...
And, well, if Vince did it in October with the St. Louis Legends, then...
Why not?
That's what
let's do it here.
This reminded me of what happened at Bad Blood.
And then just a couple weeks later, Vince did it again with the Wisconsin Legends.
Right.
Yeah, and one certain Fever didn't know people were going to know who they fucking were.
No, Ricky. Find too tiresome.
Chips. I like chips and nuts.
Kevin Dunn, get your fucking teeth fixed, you dumb piece of shit.
Right.
Get your teeth fixed, pal.
Anyways. So, for the stats, 5th pay-per-view in, but despite the arena business, still picking things up pay-per-view buys, like I said, up to this point, the most bought pay-per-view they've had, so thumbs up to there. But now let's get into the matches. So we kick things off with a tag team match. We have the Blue World Order of the Blue Meanie and Supernova versus the full-blooded Italians of Little Guido and Tracy Smothers with Tommy Rich. I said it before, I'll say it again. Why the fuck do you have Tracy Smothers and Tommy Rich in a group for Italians? I don't give a shit.
Plugging logic into illogical situations.
Yes.
In this case, I will say what the hell I want. This still makes my head scratch.
It's a work, pal.
You can't apply logic into illogical situations.
It's the same thing when Muhammad Hassan was portrayed as an Iraqi sympathizer, and he wasn't freaking Iraqi, he was Italian.
He was from Detroit.
You know.
And even that I still don't get, but whatever.
Mark Calloway's not really dead.
Hayne was not a dentist, and his face was all good.
Anyways, but yeah, I still stand by it. This still made no sense, but I digress.
That's fine.
But the match itself, this was a
solid for what it was.
This is a typical ECW starting match. This is the opener. Young talent. They're going to do some goofy shit. They do a dance off.
It was one of the best things on the entire night.
It is. Bottom line. And I granted, it's a low bar with this show.
Yeah.
But still, this was the typical start the show. Yes.
Didn't the ref body slam
left slam Guido? Yep.
That was fun.
I love and James is a great guy.
I will say, the World Order, especially Blue Meanie, was fucking over.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the BWO was over.
Yeah. This is when Nova's
really popped for
Nova's trying to get over here too. He's all about. You can't spell innovation without Nova. But that's not me. That's his words. But that's why you always saw all these different moves and stuff. So, yep, that's why.
Yeah,
but in a tag match to open the show, that like little to no substance, get the crowd hot. So.
But in the end, the BWO win in 9 minutes 28 seconds.
Who else all saw the free Ric Flair sign in the crowd?
Free Ric Flair, yeah, that's there.
I did. Yeah, I did.
Yep.
Because this was right during the whole legal battle, and they even chanted "Free Ric Flair."
Can you imagine?
Which is going to bite somebody in the ass later on in the show.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Ric Flair in ECW? How that would have worked out?
Dane wanted it.
No.
Dane wanted to do it like 4 years earlier.
God damn.
If you count the WWE ECW, he challenged for the ECW World Title.
But we don't. We don't.
Oh god.
But we don't.
Oh my god.
It happened.
Okay,
doesn't count.
Look, it doesn't count, but you got to admit that was a fucking awesome match.
Yeah, great match, but it doesn't count.
ECW World Champion Ric Flair 17 times. Oh
dude,
god, I can say that.
Also, another thing about this show that I have noticed, the audio. The audio issues were horrible throughout this entire show. I don't know if it was just the version I watched, or if it was on Peacock as well.
Speaking of audio issues.
Yeah, speaking of audio issues, you are lagging like crazy, boss.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, next match.
All right. Time to go to the...
All right, so next match, we get Mikey Whipwreck versus Just Incredible with Jason and Chastity. So like we were talking about, this was Justin just starting to get his feet wet in ECW, and I thought this match was pretty solid for what it was between these two.
Yeah, I like this one. This is the typical thing that they did with Justin, that they did with Raven, that they eventually did with Simon Diamond. You get a new heel, you give them a whole bunch of freaks to back them up to take all the bumps, smoke and mirrors. So that's what they're starting to do with Justin here. So the Aldo chants, much better, much better.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, right. Before you were sounding like the that advertisement at the end of commercials. Yeah, that thing. So
the guy who talks really fast, Micro Machines guy.
Yeah, I wanted to get my 2 cents in on Incredible Rep. Like, it was fine. Frickin' Chastity took a whippersnapper off the top, which looked pretty brutal.
Yeah, she definitely didn't learn how to train to be a worker.
I don't think
she did not.
She would be in WCW sometime later on as well.
As Raven's, quote, sister.
Oh, God.
That fucking scene at the pool. Oh, man, I love it. It makes no sense. What? No, Canyon, why do you want to take a flip bump? It makes no sense. I was so coked up.
Well, speaking of coked up, we're going to talk about another person that was coked up.
We'll get there, too.
Oh, yeah. We'll get there.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
But this match definitely, it's a better match for the evening, whatever that means. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to find
trying to find his niche.
Can you imagine?
It's like trying to find a good song on 6 Feet Under's Nightmares of the Decomposed. You're going to have to really try to find out where it's all
okay,
at.
now you're just being ridiculous.
Anyway,
and you caused Ricky to fall out.
We lost
Thanks,
Ricky
boss.
because of that.
Nice going, boss.
Go there.
Where's the sound? We need more sound there,
yeah,
James.
where's the soundboard? Boo!
Thank you.
There you go.
Perfect.
Damn it.
But anyways, Just Incredible would win in 9 minutes 53 seconds.
Aldo.
But now moving on to match number 3, the first of 3 championship matches of the night for the ECW World Tag Team Championships. We have champions Chris Candido and Lance Storm with Tammy Sytch versus challengers, the Hardcore Swinging Freaks of Balls Mahoney and Axel Rotten.
Chair swinging freaks.
Yes.
Yeah, Hardcore Swinging Freaks is a whole different team.
I meant to add chair.
That is another genre here on Twitch.
Yes. It is,
Yeah.
yes. That's the cat and one of the dups.
Waller in the corner, and Devon liked it.
Yes.
Yes. That's what you did there.
But anyway, we get the tag team champions that cannot get along.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like the storyline that they were doing here, where they're costing each other a match, but if they cost each other the tag titles, they're both fired.
Right.
I kind of like that storyline, and actually,
Kind of like WWE would do the same thing 4 years later with Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit.
And it worked.
They even did a segment on Hardcore TV where Heyman on the ECW hotline was like, they're the champs because nobody can beat them. They're going to remain the champs. But if I smell a swerve, let alone a double cross, they're fired.
Yep. Candido was already, he was already established as part of the triple threat with Shane and Bigelow. And then Lance was coming in from Smoky Mountain because Jericho was already off in WCW at this point and, doing his stuff there. So
Storm was an
Lance
associate to the group.
Yeah, he was a prospect of the triple threat. So, and it really was more like Lance was the babyface and Chris was the heel. But yeah, it worked. It worked for the times. It definitely worked very well, and it gave them both a chance to really expand themselves. Probably was a big factor in Lance getting signed WCW and having the huge run that he did. So,
and the match itself, another solid match, I would say.
It's fine. They actually wrestle.
Pretty good match.
Yeah,
they actually wrestle.
A wrestling show broke out in an ECW show.
Yeah, crazy. And remember, Candido and Balls, they're lifelong friends. So they've known each other since they grew up. They got in the business together. So it's for them to be in the ring together is probably like a huge thing for them.
Oh yeah.
We have wrestling on a wrestling show.
And goddamn, I just realized only one guy in this match is still alive.
Lance.
Yeah.
Lance.
Yeah, Lance.
Yeah.
But don't worry, they're going to be talking about Tammy and Candido on the Dark Side
Dark Side of the Ring.
I'm ready to see. Because
the Candido thing, that is one of just, I mean, with all the wrestling deaths there have been, and then to see Candido's death is like a giant kick in the nuts.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a
twist his ankle, and it was like a botched surgery.
Staph infection, and he died in surgery.
That's gonna be a depressing episode.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And
TNA
because of Tammy, but
managing the naturals.
And he broke it in a meaningless cage match at Lockdown.
Yeah.
He had the surgery, died on the operating table.
And the thing too that through all the trials and tribulation, the fact that him and Tammy were still going through all that shit despite what Tammy did in the past, that's dedication right there.
It's just
she didn't deserve him.
No.
Yeah,
she didn't deserve someone that loyal, and he didn't deserve someone that much of a bitch.
Yeah,
crazy.
Or that much psycho.
PSA: don't stick your dick in crazy.
No.
Even though it might be fun at first, you don't want any of that poontang ride. Trust me.
Nope.
No. But in the end, Chris Candido and Lance Storm would retain the tag team titles in 12 minutes 4 seconds. Now we get to the real hot garbage of the show.
Well, hold on. After the Georgia Legend segment, we actually had another segment after that, which was the Douglas and the Taz segment.
Yes.
This was actually really fucking good.
This is one of the few highlights of the show where Douglas is doing his typical shtick, and then Taz comes out. He wants a title match, but he refuses it. then he starts attacking Douglas, and he's putting the Kata Hajime.
And then the security comes, and then out comes Bam Bam.
And I'll say this: this was one of the first big booking bad decisions, fails of Paul this night, because Shane should not have been wrestling in the main event, and we'll get to that. This should have been an impromptu match. Taz wins the belt in like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I've heard that. It's
arrested, and then he kicks the glass, which way better than whatever Ronda and Becky.
Hindsight's always 20/20, and shoulda, coulda, woulda. So it is what it is. Can't change it. But yeah, Shane cuts the promo. Shits on, who does he shit on? Sean
Flair.
First. The crowd likes that. And then he shits on Flair. And then hold on a second. Which is another twist of the hypocrisy of the ECW fan, too. Because before it was all about ECW only and fuck all the other companies. Now all of a sudden, I understand they're in Georgia, but still. It's like, you rip on Flair, boo. Wait, hold on, what? Why? Oh, okay, we see why you guys are doing this. Okay, fine. Be that way, bitches.
And can we just say
one of the best matches of the entire evening?
Next up, it's Bam Bam Bigelow versus New Jack.
Now, I gotta say,
high off his tits. Holy crap!
On paper, this sounds like it's gonna be a fucking good match. But when we go fucking, it's a whole different shit on this.
Is this the worst match of Bam Bam's career?
Yes.
Yes.
This match was just...
Is this the worst match of New Jack's career?
No. Oh, fuck no.
This is probably one of New Jack's better matches. And that's air quotes around better.
Yeah,
it's a good New Jack match, which means it's a bad match overall.
Exactly. All this is just fucking chair swinging, throwing with no psychology whatsoever. Although I do know a friend who would probably think this is the greatest match of all time because he's a sadomasochist like that.
So not a real wrestling fan.
Not a real wrestling
fan. And also, I want to say, when New Jack gets on the balcony, again, he doesn't know where the fuck he's at. He grabs a guitar and just comes down on Bigelow. How did New Jack not break his knees?
Because he was indestructible for the longest time.
One hell of a drug.
Why did Bam Bam agree to do this match?
I think that's the night that New Jack gave some coke to JYD and he bitched him out for the rest of his life that he owed him money for it.
Oh, God.
Although I will say, I bet you had New Jack done any silly business with Bam Bam, Bam Bam would have fucked him up.
Oh, yeah.
God, yeah.
No doubt. Like, I bet New Jack was thinking deep down, I don't want to fuck with this guy. He'll kick my ass.
If this would have turned into a shoot, it would have been one of the more memorable matches on the entire night.
Exactly.
That's in company history.
It would have been the reverse mass transit, basically.
Bam Bam and New Jack in a shoot.
I'm just shocked that Paul let New Jack into the ring. Like, he's like, okay, you're good.
I'm not shocked at all.
Paul didn't give a shit.
I know. Then again,
Ricky, you gotta take into consideration, if the motherfuckers at Heroes of Wrestling let Jake Roberts wrestle when Jake was in no condition to do so, then this is peanuts. Jeff Hardy from Victory Road 2011, anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Everybody the majority of people in ECW were all on shit. So
not necessarily coke, but they were all on something. So
it's like you shake.
Sabu's fucked up. New Jack's fucked up.
Watch any kayfabe commentary. Shake the bottle of pills. It's like the entire locker room.
Yeah.
Well, sounded like the Robbins.
Whenever he gets the bag of coke and New Jack breaks his fingers while trying to get it.
Trying to break it open.
But then again, New Jack on coke, a lot scarier than sober New Jack. And sober New Jack is fucking scary.
That's dangerous. Yeah.
Apparently, New Jack in a straight, narrowed mind. Apparently, people that have talked about New Jack just straight narrow, it's like, he wasn't that bad of a guy, but
no.
Look at Jim Cornette.
Sandman, same thing. You get Sandman in the ring. He's more dangerous when he's sober.
Yow.
Yeah.
New Jack on Angel Dust.
I got this close to getting to work with.
Should've.
I got this close to working with Sandman one time. I mean, in a wrestling match. I damn close.
God.
I never came to date.
Hey, here's a 12-pack.
Yeah, don't kill me, please.
Here you go, kid.
You'll be
What do you
fine,
do? I
kid.
don't do shit. Cool. See you out there. Thanks.
Take my finisher.
That would have been the
Here,
conversation.
lizard,
Yeah,
lizard, lizard.
Lizard.
I got it. I got it.
I just saw the Wizard of Oz for the first time.
But
If
in
you
the
know,
end,
you know. If you know,
but
you know.
in the end, Bam Bam Bigelow defeated New Jack in 8 minutes 27 seconds, which is about 8 minutes 27 seconds too long.
Too much.
But now back to some more sane shit. Up next, match number 5. Tag team match. It's the Dudley Boys of Bubba Ray and Devon with Joel Gertner, Big Dick Dudley, and Sign Guy Dudley versus Tommy Dreamer and the Sandman with Buell and McGillicuddy. Another solid match overall.
It's good. It's not as good as other matches they've had.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
it's-
do
it's-
like Joel Gertner's intro when he says,
Oh, yeah.
"The
Miracle,
man that has
miracle."
more TNA action than a regular strip joint." It's just,
Mhm.
oh, Joel Gertner, you're great.
Harder than
Yeah.
Chinese algebra.
Uh-huh. Yes. Yes. Brilliant. And yeah, this one, again, Sandman's fucked up in this one. Dreamer, God bless him. I'm going to fucking
Had to
walk
hold-
back through that match.
Yeah.
And yeah, here's a table. Oh, we forgot about the fans being assaulted in this show. Remember when Credible goes over the railing, kicks a kid? That kid was either Sandman's son or Mark Briscoe as a kid. I don't know who the fuck, but it looked just like him.
Oh, wow.
And then someone else gets hit later on. I forget who it is. But they're like the fans are in danger in this show. Not to mention
I'm
New
willing to bet
Jack
it's the-
going up to
I'm
drop
willing
down
to
on
bet
Bam
it's
Bam.
the next match afterwards, considering all the shit that happened. And also, they did like a stretcher spot where Sandman like tumbles into the guardrail. Oh, he hurt his neck, and then here comes Spike Dudley from out of nowhere.
Did that.
Again,
Little spot LSD.
LSD,
Mhm.
yeah. That leads up to the
Again-
6-man street fight they had at the next pay-per-view, which was way better.
Again,
Phenomenal.
this is overbooked, but it was entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be not too long after this where one of the most infamous moments, which got the Dudleys massive heat, they hit the 3D on Beulah, breaking her neck,
Beulah,
and she wouldn't return to wrestling for another few years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not this show, but there's another show they do in the same building, I think, or no, it's Center City, Center Stage, where they had like almost had a riot from the Dudley Boys doing their heat promos, and the show stopped for like 45 minutes. Bubba Ray talks all about it in their shoot interview.
Was that the one when Bubba was yelling at a fucking blonde chick in the crowd? And
No, that was Heat
trying-
Wave.
That was Heat Wave 99.
Yeah.
In
that was on
Dayton,
pay-per-view.
of all places.
This was a. I don't even know if this was televised. This
It was probably just a house show.
I think it was just a
Probably.
house show, but the show stopped. They talked about how 45 minutes they had to calm that audience down before they could continue with the show itself. They just had so much heat in that building, and people were ready to kill them. So that's how dangerous it was back then. Can't do that shit now, can you? But yeah,
Exactly.
Ambulance
it's
chasers.
the 90s.
Oh, can you imagine if something would happen like that in a WWE ring? Oh my god.
Mm.
There's been a couple instances where that about happened, but
Yeah, but not to that extreme.
No.
But believe me when I say that trying to get somebody to jump the guardrail at you is points in the locker room. I've come this close. This fucking close to get someone to jump the rail at me. I had a buddy of mine who actually had someone jump the rail at him. Oh, you motherfucker, how'd you do that? Oh, he was drunk. Ah, that doesn't count. It doesn't count. Doesn't fucking count. I got to be sober. Because it's easy to get the drunks to fucking jump at you. It's get some jackass who's sober to jump the guardrail at you.
Ooh, I'm a tough guy. I'm a bad
motherfucker.
Yeah.
You can't
And also another thing I would like to add, Buell McGillicuddy. Yes, please.
Yes, please. Yes, more of that.
Oh,
just
What if
Google
that happened?
Google a certain video of hers out there. It's on the internet.
It's actually, yes, it is. She's
But
from
in the
Michigan.
end,
She's a Michigan girl.
But in the end, Tommy Dreamer and the Sandman defeated the Dudleys in 11 minutes 19 seconds. Now on to match number 6, the penultimate match of the show, and the second of 3 championship matches of the night for the ECW World Television Championship.
Fuck?
Wow.
Champion Rob Van Dam versus challenger Sabu.
Mm-hmm.
I did like the promo package.
30 minutes.
Promo was good.
Yeah, the promo package was really fucking good.
It was supposed to be Sabu and Bam Bam Bigelow, but Van Dam's going to be a test opponent to weaken Bam Bam, but then Van Dam wins the TV title, so Heyman forces Sabu and RVD to face each other. And then you have Bill Alfonso going to be managing both of them and picking a referee of his choice.
Yep.
Jeff Jones.
Which is Jeff Jones.
And like Joey playing up on commentary, this smells fishy or whatever the fuck, like this whole ordeal. Now, granted, yeah, the match, 30 minutes, yeah, that's overkill. But I thought this was a very good match between these two.
It was good for the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, definitely if they would have trimmed it down 10, 15 minutes, it would have been a lot better. But
a lot better. It's slow and it's very slow in some parts. It drags out in some areas. You know what? Near the end, they're really fucking gone or blown or whatever. But it is just if they had got like 15, 20, yeah, that would have been great for this one. TV time remaining, whatever the fucking excuse you got them have here, but or double
30 minutes
or whatever. But 30 fucking minutes
30 minutes
with these two guys. With these two guys? Really?
Sabu doing a 30-minute match? Like, no. There's a reason that famous 3-way that was 60 minutes that Shane's the only one that wrestled 60 minutes.
Right.
It's like putting Great Khali in an Iron Man.
Do you want to see Goldberg in a 30-minute Iron Man match?
No.
That's the same thing with Sabu. An attraction.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get him in, do the business, and get out of there.
He's going to point the finger in the air.
Van Dam with a lot of other people, maybe 30 minutes, but
probably
not.
Hell yeah.
Van Dam Lance Storm. Hell yeah.
Him and Candido probably.
Candido. Even Balls Mahoney. Balls Mahoney and him had a great
Balls,
moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, despite the length of the match, I thought it was very good. Really, the only thing worth watching on this show, at least to me, is this match. But yeah, time limit draw 30 minutes. Yeah, if the match was 15-20, I think it would have benefited a lot more, and it would have been much better.
The crowd's
not buying it. Crowd don't like it at all.
And also, not to mention, the table botches were horrible.
Yeah, ECW couldn't really get tables right, it seemed.
Well,
ask RVD,
they couldn't afford gimmick tables.
But I mean, hell, ask RVD, one table broke instead of down, it broke like this, and he nearly lost his fucking eye.
His eye, yeah.
Yeah, Sabu goes over the top rope, and he tries to go over the table, over the guardrail, but he misses it. It looks like he about twisted an ankle going on Rob, and oh, it was sloppy. It was more sloppier than whatever I was watching while I wasn't on here, but that's besides the point.
Whatever you do in the comfort of your room is your business.
He's learning from the best. He's learning from the best.
I wouldn't say
but in the end, RVD and Sabu fought to a 30-minute time limit draw. RVD retains television championship. Now we get to the main event. We get to the main event for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. Champion Shane Douglas with Francine versus challenger Al Snow.
No.
Main event Al Snow.
Look, to be fair, he got himself over with that gimmick.
He's the most over guy.
True.
The crowd with all the heads.
Main event Al Snow.
He pinned Shane at the pay-per-view prior in a tag match. And they're building him up how he's been in the business 16 years, never given the opportunity, hasn't broken through. This is his chance. And then at the 11th hour, they changed the entire build because Shane's injured. And Shane's this courageous fighting champion going through all these injuries. He's the top heel in the company, and they're trying to babyface him here. Yeah. How this is going to be his last match for a while. Which is why I say he should not have been wrestling here. They should have taken the belt off of him with the Taz segment.
It's like you're trying to turn MJF heel because he's got cancer. It just you become a top heel of the company for a reason.
And by the way, can we just all agree Shane throwing down the NWA title is one of the most overplayed pieces of footage in the history of wrestling?
Overdone. Yes,
and people think Montreal is overplayed.
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
They played it in the Hardcore TV episode right before this. They played it like 3 or 4 different times, and then in the promo package before the match, they played it again.
Yep. Yeah.
Let's go kiss my ass!
Like, main event Snow is kind of like saying main event Bob Holly. Like, it doesn't roll off the tongue.
Yeah. Al's entrance for this was
over.
Mm-hmm.
The entrance was great. Everybody had the heads. Of course, then they started rubbing. They started rubbing the styrofoam heads together.
Very annoying.
Yeah, it got pretty annoying.
And then the match happened.
In which the match, considering everything, wasn't half bad. It was okay at best, average at worst.
No matter what, they should have taken the belt off of Shane on this night.
They should have done. They should have taken the belt off him, done a tournament this night or whatever, and put the belt on Taz in the end. It could have been Taz and Big Dick Dudley, Bam Bam, Taz and Big Dick Dudley, Taz and Bubba.
Because here's a fun fact: Shane got injured the night he won the world title from Bam Bam at November to Remember.
Right.
And then injuries were just piling up ever since.
Mm-hmm.
But for whatever reason,
Paul throughout this freaking show too.
And for whatever reason, Paul didn't want to take the belt off of him.
Yeah, whatever.
To be fair, I think the long term was had Douglas not got injured, and they build up Taz, and then they finally have a clash where Taz wins the world title. I can excuse that, but Shane was injured to hell and back. He had four injuries going into it. Now, if Shane had not been injured and he would have been healthy, and then this match with Snow would have happened, this could have been a damn good main event.
Yeah,
but it was rough because you could see Shane's clearly in pain. There's a lot of awkward spots. The chemistry is off, and it ends kind of anticlimactically.
And what really sucked was. What really sucked was Al was going back to the WWF.
Yeah.
Because had he not been coming back, they'd have put the belt on him.
Yeah.
Here's what I have done. With the Taz and Douglas segment, they should have called an audible and say, okay, Taz, Douglas, you're having a match. Taz puts in the Kata Hajime, wins in the 5 seconds, and there you go. That way, when Douglas takes time off, you say, hey, I was never really prepared for it. That's my title, and Taz tries to be the
set up
guy,
a proper rematch down the road. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and then that way, when did they have their world title match? Was it
in January of '99?
Yeah. Anarchy Rules.
No, it was
Guilty as Charged.
Guilty as Charged. That's in January.
Yeah. That way, you have Taz go through. Instead of the FTW title, you could have had Taz versus Bigelow in their classic and Heatwave, and all that other stuff. And that way, you could build up Shane, be like, "Hey, I was injured. I was never prepared. You took the title off of me. I wasn't prepared. All that stuff, yada yada." That way, you can have the blow-off match. And if you feel like you want to, you could put the title back on Shane.
And then the other thing with this match too, like I just said, we knew Al was leaving, so all the boys come out during the match. And then the match is over. Everyone floods the ring and carries them up like they're fucking Malenko and Guerrero. And the crowd's like, fuck you. No, we don't care.
That finish was so fucking awkward with the sunset flip that was fucked up. And then Shane just grabbed and pinned and 1, 2, 3. What the?
Job Squad, here we go.
Heads in, or one Shanny refund apparently.
That was a thing. Yep.
It was just a messy end to a very weak pay-per-view. Very mediocre.
Yeah.
Again, if Shane had been healthy, they could have had a great match.
But again, coulda, shoulda, there's all kinds of things they could have done back then, but they wanted to sell the match, so.
But in the end, Shane Douglas defeated Al Snow in 13 minutes, 5 seconds to retain the world title. And that's WrestlePalooza 98. So overall, does this pay-per-view deserve the distinction of being the worst pay-per-view in the original ECW? Me personally, yes and no. There was probably another show out there that's maybe worse, but
it's definitely in the lower percentage.
Yeah, but by no means...
It's in that lower 5.
Yeah, but by no means was this a terrible show, because aside from Bam Bam and New Jack, there's nothing inherently wrong with this show. It's just a lot of solid, average matches. And it's like
nothing you remember.
Yeah.
It's more the booking of the finishes that drag the show down. The finish to the main event is anticlimactic. A 30-minute draw with Sabu and Rob Van Dam, really, if you sit back and looked at it like, this does not make sense. That's booking yourself into a corner. I've been there, so it's not fun. The tag title match was good. New Jack and Bam Bam is what it is. And Justin, we're trying to build Justin up, and we're trying to work with the BWO because Stevie's gone. So we're trying to get that entertainment going. We get let's bring the legends out for some reason. We're in Georgia. Get over babyface. So it's just those. Maybe if you restructured this show, like Boss and James were saying, if they did something different with Shane and took the belt off him that night, but they want to sell Taz and Douglas, that's the big match they want to build to. And whenever they can get to it, they get to it. And so it's more the booking of the show that's the decisions of it that kind of bring it down.
It was kind of like solid. Oh, this is terrible. Entertaining.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is, do you really remember anything about this show?
No.
I remember being Al's last ECW show. That's it. So
and that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So.
But overall, basically, WrestlePalooza 98 is a run-of-the-mill show at best, and at worst, mediocre. This is like one of those shows, kind of like Road Wild 97, where it's the definition of average run-of-the-mill.
It's math.
Yeah, pretty much in that category. But now on to favorite, least favorite, sleeper, and shocker. Favorite, RVD Sabu by default, because at least that match had some stuff to it. Yeah, 30 minutes too much, but hey, I still enjoyed it.
I'm going to say probably. I'm going to say the tag title match myself.
Yeah, tag title match.
I'm going to go with the Dudleys versus Sandman and Dreamer, even though they had a way better match in One Night Stand 05. Again, overbooked madness, but it was entertaining, and plus, Beulah was in it, so it gets brownie points for me.
You know what? You could have just made this the main event of the show.
Yeah.
You made that match the main event. Set everybody home happy.
Least favorite, Bam Bam New Jack.
Bam Bam and New Jack.
Bam Bam and New Jack, yeah.
At least we can agree on something.
No,
Sleeper, I'll give that to Justin and Whipwreck.
Justin Whipwreck?
Yeah.
For least favorite, I really wanted to do Van Dam and Sabu because that match was so fucking long and it was really sloppy, but New Jack and Van Dam.
Well, there's better stuff in that match than there is New Jack.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Shocker,
the Georgia Legends.
Georgia Legend thing. Why?
Yeah.
The fact that it went New Jack and Bam Bam way too long, RVD, Sabu way too long.
Yep.
The fact that Taz didn't win the world.
Shane didn't lose the belt.
Yeah.
Taz didn't win the title, which I'm like, Shane was injured.
My sleeper is the tag time match. Shocker, they only had one segment for Taz. Like, besides Snow, he was the most over guy in the company, and you build him up as a badass, and you put him out there for 5 minutes, and that's all you can do. Like, really? Okay. Cool.
All right, Scott.
Push job endeavor.
Go about
Push job endeavor.
I got one.
I'm not going to get cute with this. I didn't think about one ahead of time, so this isn't like I'm dragging it out for comedy purposes. But let's go lower. Let's go lower tier on this show. So we'll say Justin, Candido, Lance Storm.
Oh Christ!
Push Lance. You gotta push Lance, that's for sure. Job
Candido.
Man, this is difficult because with Credible and Storm, they're just Storm had been there for a year.
I'd say
Justin just came in. I would push Justin, Job, Candido, Endeavor, Storm.
I'd push
Storm could explore. Maybe Storm could go back to Japan and then come back to the States and go to WCW that way.
I would Endeavor Candido.
Where would he at this time? There's a lot of places to go. So
yeah.
Any one of these guys could have gone to work for Vince, work for Bischoff, gone to Japan. There was a lot more options.
Even Mexico.
I'm going to change mine.
Mexico.
I'm going to push Candido, Job Credible, and Endeavor Storm. I was thinking about pushing Credible because they were going to put the title on him in about a year or two.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah,
and he's just new in the company too.
Yeah, I would actually agree to push. I would agree to push Candido because he's the best talker of the three of them. He's the best,
which isn't saying much.
Yeah, Lance can't really promo at this point yet. Justin hasn't found his voice yet, so Candido's the one that can be annoying heel, looks great. He's got a fantastic physique at this time, so he can do that. But I would probably job Justin, and then I would do job Lance and Endeavor Justin. Justin can go work for Vince again with a different gimmick. They could have made Justin Credible the third headbanger.
That would have been entertaining.
Yeah.
Mosh, Thrasher, Poser.
The jock strap on the wrong side of his body.
Mosh, Thrasher, and Aldo.
Poser.
Yeah,
that's right. Hey, you got Animal, Hawk, and Puke. Mosh, Thrasher, Poser.
What shirt would you have?
Winger.
Out in? Oh, Jesus Christ!
He's Stuart. He's Stuart from Beavis and Butthead.
God damn.
So you have. So
you would have a Nirvana shirt.
So imagine this shot here: the Headbangers entrance as a trio, Thrasher in a Marilyn Manson shirt, Mosh in a Morbid Angel shirt, and Credible or Poser in a Winger shirt. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong here.
How tremendous would that be? Who was a big band in '98 that we could? Or was Limp Bizkit out yet?
No, just started like the year before.
Korn was out.
Korn was out.
Yep. Manson was big.
Well, they already got Manson covered. Well,
Korn was a poser band.
Yeah, so some kind of rap metal band would have been
Limp
appropriate.
Bizkit was a year in. They just had their debut the year before.
Yeah, so they could do that.
They could do
They got AW and something like that. It was like fucking Numbnuts there. What's Kid Rock? Was he in there yet?
Just about to, yes.
Beck was starting to kind of hit big, sorta.
Yeah, but so that would have been just because the bald head. He kind of looks like he could be Glenn Root's brother with the bald head and the development, and just Chaz in there too would just work.
Yeah.
I'm also looking in chat right now. Arthur Jones, welcome to the show. He said he would push Credible, Job Lance, Endeavor Candido.
Okay. Endeavor Candido.
But now let's talk about recently in wrestling over the past couple of weeks. Actually, before we talk Backlash, why don't we get to the big topic that we've been wanting to squeeze the life out of, and that's another world championship.
Oh, yeah.
A third world title.
Yeah, technically.
Yay.
Which,
no, it's the only world championship. It's the WWE Championship, the Universal Championship, and now the World Championship.
This
okay, Mr. McNick.
This has to be something with Vince going on, or it's either Vince or the fucking USA Network.
It's the networks.
Hunter also wanted another title, but
I think Hunter won. I mean, just by the way his reactions is like, we have another title. We just unified the titles a year ago.
Yeah.
But this is the USA or Fox. No, it's definitely USA saying.
This is the reality. None of us agree with this. What can we do? So they're keeping our royalty checks anyway. It's not like they're paying us, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's not our job to care about their business. They're going to do what they want to do. So, tis what it is. However, what we have booked for our finals, wow.
That's going to be a banger.
That's going to be a good match.
That should be the main event of the pay-per-view.
It probably will be.
It could be.
Yeah.
But then again, I think
Roman's on the card, but he's not defending the belts. So
it's like, what is it, Roman defending the belt? They want to make this new belt seem important.
Thank you.
And plus, if Roman defends it, you know he's going to win, so you're going to bitch about it being predictable.
Exactly. So
and plus, Money in the Bank 2019 rematch too.
Yeah, it's been 4 years.
I will admit, I thought it was going to be Edge going to the
finals.
I think back on it. I think Seth versus AJ might be a better match.
Yeah, considering we've seen Seth and Edge enough by this point.
Yeah, we did. So I can see why you want to see that. You put Seth over finally, but not necessary.
And not to mention Bobby Lashley. Oh my good lord, what's with everyone bleeding lately? Like. Brock bled at the pay-per-view.
Brock and Lashley both bleeding?
That's
crazy lately.
Bobby Lashley went to get hit off the steps and like top of his head was bleeding like he was freaking drizzling
I think
blood.
Mark said that like there's been more blood in WWE in the past like a week than there has been in the past 10 years.
Yep. But let's get into the
but real quick,
backlash. Let's get into backlash.
Hold your horses. Hold your damn horses there. Easy, Seabiscuit. Easy.
We also didn't talk about the design of the belt, which I think it's fine. It looks like the Vegas Big Gold.
Yeah, it's the
Vegas Big Gold that Flair brought in, only with the big W on it.
Yep.
It's basically a revamp of the Big Gold belt, but with WWE branding even more aggressive at you. But the whole thing
distracting for me. That's just it.
It is, but at least we have a belt that looks like a belt.
Yes,
at least. But yeah, it's like I've had this discussion countless times with like my buddies over on TeamSpeak who are like all for this belt, and I'm trying to tell them this is one of the dumbest things you can do is have more than one world championship because they've never worked. The closest it ever got close to working was in WCW when you had the Big Gold and the 91 to 94 WCW title belt because they knew in the end game they was going to unify them down the road regardless. So that was the only time having two world titles has ever worked in wrestling.
So now we're going to have the potential of the first ever WWE Triple Crown champion. Legit 3 belts.
That's
it's going to be Roman Reigns.
That's unless
we all saw the meme of Roman wins it, then they introduce a new one, then he wins it, they introduce a new one, then he wins it.
Basically,
and he has 9 belts.
I mean, down the road,
I've got all the stones in my.
Put his head on Ultimo Dragon's body.
Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully, it doesn't turn into another CMLL situation.
There's a guy. I saw a TikTok feed that I guess he live streams Raw and SmackDown. I don't know who he is, but he was talking about how this past SmackDown when they're walking in the ring and the world title's right there, and you see Heyman constantly looking at it like, and the guy was like, "Don't even fucking look at it, Paul. Don't even fucking look at it, Paul."
But, of course, and then, like, one of the big problems that I have with this whole thing, and I don't think it's going to happen, but judging from what's happened in the past, when you have more than one world championship in WWE, again, I don't think this is going to be the case considering with Triple H's vision, but judging by what's happened in the past, it makes me fear that the IC and US titles are not going to mean anything anymore. Which would be a total fucking shame. But, considering this is all under Triple H, I think he's going to keep those belts on a higher level. So, it kind of eases my worries a little bit. But again, going by what's happened in the past, it does worry me.
My concern would be if you start seeing the world title defended on Raw.
Yeah.
And not exclusively on PLEs like Roman does. Save TV for the U.S. title and the Intercontinental titles. You can have the title matches there, be main events, whatever. And then you have a segment with the champions, like Roman does now. Whoever the world champion is going to be on Raw, whoever that is, you have them do segments, set up, like the old studio wrestling days when Flair would come out and cut his amazing promos. I'm going to be at the Omni, next week. I'll buy tickets to see it. Same thing going with the PLEs. Maybe that's, hopefully I'm clicking something in Paul's brain. So hopefully that's
do not open any pay-per-view with a world title match.
No.
Because you're instantly making that you're instantly making that belt into a nothing.
Afterthought. Look at what happened again, Edge versus Del Rio at Mania 27.
Different circumstances for that.
Yeah.
That's a whole different circumstance. So.
And not to mention, there's going to be a battle royal to determine who's going to face Gunther, I think, at Night of Champions.
Which I think it's going to be Matt Riddle. I think we're going to get Riddle Gunther feud.
That would be good.
That would be awesome. Fucking that would be
have them stiff each other.
Kicks versus chops. Knees versus chops.
They did face each other in the Indies.
Like 7 years ago, probably.
And both are better now.
Oh yeah.
Let them beat the living crap out of each other.
Riddle is better now than he was back then.
Way better now.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? Wow, he's better. Yeah.
He still has his issues though, but what can we do about it?
Yeah, everyone has issues.
What issues? That's my question. What issues?
I gotta.
That doesn't.
Right back.
Fucking, who cares?
2023.
All your favorite wrestlers in the 80s did that.
Exactly.
Yep. Shawn Michaels did it on a European pay-per-view.
Yeah.
We just saw a pay-per-view where a lot of guys were doing it.
Exactly. So yeah.
Anyway.
But now we can talk about
Backlash.
The crowd.
God, Puerto Rico, I love you.
They need at least one show a year in Puerto Rico.
Fucking
once a year.
Now they want to make this an annual thing, and
it could be any pay-per-view. It don't really matter.
Exactly.
We need more international shows because we're getting one in Saudi and we're going to get one in
England for Money in the Bank.
Bring one to Australia.
I was going to say, we might get one in
Mia
Australia.
Yim is pushing for one in South Korea.
Yep, Korea.
That would be
Santos is one of Mexican
Mexico.
Show. That would depend on what all arenas or venues in Mexico they could do.
Well,
that
in Mexico, there's a lot. There's, of course, the main one in Mexico City. That's the biggest one.
For WrestleMania, that would be huge.
Oh, God.
Could you fucking imagine Mania in Mexico City?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know what Triple Mania uses for. Is it the big arena in Mexico, or is it
Triple Mania? Triple Mania is all over the place. They use major arenas. They don't use the stadiums.
Okay, so that's what WWE would do then. Probably is hit the stadium.
Use the stadium.
They would use if they were to go
to Aztec Stadium.
Exactly, the Aztec Stadium where they have the National Football League, the actual football league there.
Yeah, they do NFL games there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I remember that.
Germany would be an interesting location. France would be a big location.
Yep, France would be huge. Germany would be huge.
Australia.
Yep.
Is this the first time that we've had more than 2 international pay-per-views in WWE?
In a year?
In a year, I
Probably.
think so.
Yeah.
Probably.
We're not counting Canada.
No, we don't count that. Sorry.
Yeah, and
love you, Canada, but we don't count.
We're talking like outside of
U.S. and Canada.
Outside North America. I mean, technically Puerto Rico is nothing.
So. Yeah, technically Puerto Rico is North America.
Yeah,
same
but regardless of
that.
But anyway,
by the way, I can sell out WrestleMania in Mexico at a stadium with one statement: Roman Reigns versus Rey Mysterio Jr.
Yeah,
sell the bitch out.
Oh yeah, you will sell that like fucking crazy. Oh, I even get my fucking.
You would have You would have how many people can fit Aztec Stadium?
I have no idea. Let me check that for you.
Because you'd have every one of them wearing a Rey Mysterio mask.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has to be like more than 100.
It's got to be
100,000.
Let me check.
Because for a wrestling show, you're going to have people on the floor, so it's instantly
so it's even
bumps up the numbers.
87,000.
Okay.
So take about 10,000 off
add
for
another. So yeah, you're looking about 100.
stage, and then
and
maybe...
the floor. You're talking about 90,000 people.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
getting
So
up
if
there.
90,000 people.
Hear me out. The most the stadium has had was back in '68, 119,000 in attendance at a Mexican show, a soccer show.
A soccer show. Okay.
Because people were probably standing on the lines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that was like one of the original Wembley had like 150,000 people for a soccer game because everyone was crowding the field.
Ah.
No, but
There you go.
oh, but
regardless.
But yeah, so Bianca Io, fantastic match.
Oh, fantastic. Io,
match.
oh my god. Oh my god.
I honestly think she's gonna turn on Damage Control and go baby.
Oh yeah, she's gonna.
Yeah,
she has to.
Bailey. Oh my god.
Bailey, yo.
Bailey.
Those pants.
That ass.
Cinnamon roll.
Wow.
Bailey actually had Sky etched in like at the back of her
In her
neck,
hair.
which I did notice. That was really good.
Notice. I was like,
I was not looking at her hair. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm
I'm sorry.
I just wanted to stroke my finger.
Got
with
a
it.
sweet ass.
There, yes.
Ma'am, may I
So
please
what's the cure to hemorrhoids? Have a sweet ass.
That's right.
I was like,
I want to say this. As much as I love this match, by a literal pube hair, I think Rhea and Charlotte was a bit better. In my opinion. Crowd-wise,
Yeah,
this
just
was
a
a better
bit, yeah.
match.
Yeah, well,
I
yeah,
just
but
like Rhea and Charlotte a little bit more. But
Mhm.
Io, this is her best match, period.
biggest
in
match for
WWE.
career in WWE, NXT
Yeah.
and WWE.
This is arguably Bianca's best match too, because Bianca had a
Sasha
lot
main
of-
event.
Yeah, Sasha main
Becky.
event. Yeah,
maybe WrestleMania also was one of her
Yeah.
I
best.
said
Becky had-
arguably. I didn't say it was.
arguably, yeah. That's well, we're arguing, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But
And I lost.
Rollins and Omos was good for what it was.
It's
Between-
freaking
exactly
good.
what it should have been.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's my thing. Everyone wants to say Omos is shit. He is so much freaking better than what everyone's trying to make him out like Kali and Gonzalez.
No.
He is way freaking better than both of them.
Every match
he's
is
good.
Over what the
Every
fuck
match.
marks.
He's never had a quote really bad match.
bad match. No.
No.
He's athletic. He's still young.
Mhm.
He's
Doesn't
gonna
have
get
any
better.
issues with health. Yeah, he's gonna get better. I could
The
see
problem
him.
is he's losing too much for a giant.
That is true. They need to start
Yeah.
either.
Frankenstein
either-
has to kill some villagers to get over.
Yeah, either
And you are
start.
getting to that point of, okay, he's lost a little too much now, so...
So it's like
Well,
either
you kinda
start
put yourself
him,
in the
either start
corner.
really going on like a roadkill tour with him, or turn him babyface.
Turning babyface.
I think turn him babyface at this point's the bigger move. Like,
Yeah.
just have him beat the
Absolutely.
shit out of MVP and just say fuck you to him and just go off
Yeah.
on his own.
Yeah, I appreciate all these great matches you're giving me, boss, but I keep losing. It's your fault. Bam. You know, and goes off and does his own thing.
I'm the
There you
fucking
go.
boss! I'm the fucking
Mhm.
boss! Slap! Grab!
It's kind of like
Old
Andre
an Andre thing. Do that!
Exactly.
Have him...
It'd be like when I'm
Have
just-
Omos lose to one of the lowest card guys on the entire roster in quick fashion, and then
Ollie.
MVP just read him the riot act.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Slap.
almost.
The
Yeah.
big problem I mainly have with the match, it should have been 5 minutes. It should not have been 10. That's just me. That's just me. It felt like you could have cut a few minutes off and put it on the match afterward.
The super stomp from the top rope.
That was
sweet.
Very
That was
Like,
great.
how else are you gonna stomp a giant
Mhm.
off the top
Exactly.
rope?
And everything built up properly. The first time he goes for it, I ain't moving, bitch. You can't touch me. Like, oh shit. Then he gets it. Then, wow. Power kick out. Now I'm on the top rope and taking you down for good. And that did it. Made sense. It built. It's like it's like you're hitting the big boss in the final boss in the game.
Yep.
The first round, you don't do it. Second round, now you got the power path. Boom, got him. Makes total sense. So
Princess is in another castle.
Yes. Yeah. Fuck that bitch.
So then
Team Luigi.
So then the U.S. title triple threat. Yeah, I could see what Boss is meaning. Yeah, because this match was only under 7 minutes, and for the time
it didn't need to be long.
Well, it should have had at least 3 more minutes, at least. But for what it was still good. It should have gone at least 10 minutes, though, I will say. But for what we got, it was still good.
It was fine.
Frickin' Reed, I swear, he's going to become the modern Bam Bam Bigelow. This dude... He's more heftier than Bam Bam, but this dude moves like a fucking cruiserweight. Like,
he really does.
Beat Okada.
He did a somersault on the outside the Lashley in somewhere.
That was
he did a moonsault.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that freaking moonsault. Again, granted, I kind of hate this cliche trope that happens with the big guys where they do giant moves and yet they always miss. Like, when the Giant would hit the drop kick way back in WCW, he would miss like 90% of the time. It's like, why do you bother going off the top? At least when Walter hits his splash, he hits it.
He hits it, yeah. I think it would be interesting to see Ivar and Reed in a match because they can both do like some of the weird flip
stuff. Yeah.
So that would be really like super lucha libre
entertaining as hell. Yeah.
I don't know how you'd put it together, but just fuck it. One week, a random match between the two. Just let them do flippy shit.
Hurricanrana 450 moonsault.
Oh god.
Springboard elbows.
Do the Ricochet Logan Paul spot.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Yes.
Flying fat fox. Fly, fat ass, fly.
Makes a guest appearance.
It'd be Big E's dream. Big meaty men bumping meat.
Bumping meat. That's right.
Oh god.
Look at all that beef, pal.
A lot of beef in here, pal.
And then Rhea Zelina. Good for what it was, too.
Oh,
that crowd.
The crowd for Zelina. Fucking crowd.
Zelina, like you could tell this
biggest
really
moment for life.
Yeah.
Fuck her career, her life.
Can I say just one thing? Zelina kind of been looking like Sasha Banks
That's what I was saying too. She had the Sasha appeal to her.
It's the blue hair.
Zelina isn't
the blue hair.
Except she's way shorter.
Yeah, way shorter. Yeah.
Yeah, way shorter.
I will say the match was mainly a squash, and like technically, like in all honesty, it was mainly a squash. But the crowd was really digging. And
everything.
Folks, I swear, people on Twitter are fucking stupid.
Yes.
Why would people think Zelina should have gone over?
No.
Fucking Bubba Ray on Busted Open was saying that Zelina should have gone over.
Well, with the bully,
she's over.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna have Rhea win the Royal Rumble, lasting over an hour, beating Charlotte, and then losing her first pay-per-view defense. That make no fucking sense.
You don't have to be over to get over.
You don't have to go over to get
over.
Yeah.
But
because who was one of the most over people in that show?
Her. Yeah.
It was her.
To me, personally, the fucking chancla.
That was great.
So good.
And I loved Michael's commentary when Zelina got out of the chancla. Like, oh, you Mexican Hispanic kids know what that means.
You know about this. It was great. And having her mother there, and rest in peace to her father who died in 9/11, her stepfather and her uncle who was a wrestler, all those people there, family, familia, all there represented. It was wonderful. I was tearing up.
Could you imagine the reaction online had Malachi Black been there?
Oh,
I wondered if he was like backstage. I wondered if he was
backstage.
Probably.
He did praise her on Twitter. He did praise her on Twitter.
He must have probably been backstage.
He had to have.
The cherry on top of this beautiful Sunday, the aftermath.
Yes.
Oh
yeah, the aftermath.
That almost took me up because Zelina, through all the trials and tribulation, she's not a terrible wrestler. She ain't that great either, but she doesn't need to be a great wrestler in order to be over.
No.
She's got other opportunities. Here's a girl maybe a year ago, was fired for bullshit reasons 2 years ago, whatever it was. She was fired for bullshit reasons on Twitch or whatever, made an example of. It was garbage, and they made it right. They brought her back, and she got that moment for whatever happened in her life.
When she came back, she became queen of the ring.
Yes.
If you could somehow be over by getting out of a tag team with Carmella, then you're probably doing something right.
Something right.
Yeah.
Oh, God in heaven.
And congratulations to Carmella and Corey Graves.
Yeah.
So good on them. Very nicely
done. And also, I'll always love Zelina because back when she was Rosita in TNA on an episode of Spin Cycle, she about wanted to fucking kill Karen Jarrett. Even if it was a work, part of me wants to think she was legit annoyed having to sit next to her and hearing her stupid voice. Said they were going over action figures, and she literally said to her, "I ought to take this and knock you right in your freaking head."
It's the Latina thing. It's the Latina genes. They can easily get annoying. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
Well,
trust me.
At least Zelina ain't a gold digger like Karen. So
no,
that's true.
No.
But then we get to
tossed around like a joint in a college party.
But then we get to a holy shit match with Bad Bunny, Damian Priest.
Oh
Good God!
Again, you want to talk about highlight? You want to talk about highlight of people's lives? Damian Priest from there.
Yeah.
This is the biggest. Punishment Martinez or whatever he was in Ring of Honor, and now he's
he's working the biggest match of his entire career.
Against a celebrity.
With Bad
against
Bunny.
One of the biggest celebrities in the entire world. The ovation that Bad Bunny got when he came out.
Oh yeah, coming out with the trash, with the fucking candlestick.
I love how they mentioned like Puerto Rico was the home of hardcore.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was.
Actually, no one got stabbed in a shower.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Just it been known for being a very violent society, and wrestling there had to be tight. It had to be stiff. There's some other tributes that happen in another match later on we'll get to. Yeah. But this one was excellently done. Got all the spots in there. I think they said Jamie Noble was the producer for this.
Yes, Jamie Noble.
I think so.
And also, apparently, Brian Kendrick co-produced. Like, he came back and he helped Jamie Noble.
Kendrick? Oh, shit.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know about that.
I saw it. It was all over the place. That, like, it was said that Brian
Kendrick did help train him, yes.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet Damien got a huge bonus.
Oh, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's considered a top guy now.
Yeah, he's about to be on a much bigger level now. Like, hell, I wouldn't be shocked if by the end of this year, they put the world title on him.
Or give him the U.S. title first.
Well, him...
No.
Are they on...
Wait.
They're on Raw.
No, they're on Raw.
No, they're on Raw.
And they're not gonna feed him to Gunther. That's not happening.
No, that's not gonna happen.
They could put him in the feud with Gunther.
You could absolutely see if Seth gets it, Seth and Damian Priest. You could definitely see that.
You build a huge feud around those guys, and then in the end, Priest gets the belt.
Yep.
But
the
awesome.
Ovations for Savio and Carlito.
Carlito was out of nowhere. Like I was in, I was in a TeamSpeak call. I was in a TeamSpeak.
That was a Hogan in 2002 level pop.
Yes.
Yeah. I had no clue. Like that was just legitimately like, wait, what? Like I was in TeamSpeak. I was on TeamSpeak with my buddies, and my friend Seth literally almost lost his voice. Like, oh my god, it's Carlito!
And we saw Savio earlier in the night, and he got a huge ass reaction.
Yeah, he did.
Yep. And then Savio comes out. Savio is, it's like Flair coming back to Charlotte.
And you know what they were chanting?
Top
you know what they were chanting? They were chanting, puta, 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 puta. La concha de tu madre.
Oh, dude, and my biggest market, fwa, fwa, fwa. That's huge in Puerto Rico. You had that with Chicky Star, with Carlos Colon, with somebody. Every time Vega lined up and gave a chop, whole crowd was doing it. They were doing it for Salino. They were doing it for various different matches and counting. Uno, dos, kick out. They were doing that.
Yeah.
Yep. They did the 10
I
punches
do wish,
thing.
though, they could have saved Savio's return for this match and not earlier in the show. But he still got a huge reaction.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they weren't expecting him to come out there. You know,
Yeah.
like, oh, he's in the back. Oh,
Like,
that's
no
all
one knew
tonight.
Carlito was going to come back.
You're gonna get
No one knew.
No one knew. TNT. That was his name in Puerto Rico. That was his name back then.
Also, I really, really love Bad Bunny's selling. Like when he got Broken Arrow through those tables, he sold it like he died.
Just got to pick him up to take him back.
I'm telling you now.
Give me a Logan Paul Bad Bunny match now.
That's what I was
That
just
would
going to
be
say. Do that for
Theories they may
SummerSlam.
do that.
Do that for SummerSlam.
Yes.
They got to really work with those guys because neither one of them can lead yet.
Well,
They have to
actually,
take their time and get that match
hold
back.
on. Well, actually, hold on. I have a theory, a wrestling theory, about what I think is going to happen with Logan Paul at SummerSlam.
Thank you. I was waiting for something.
I hate you the most. I hate you the most. But so the theory I have about what I think they're gonna do with Logan Paul at SummerSlam, I think they're gonna do him and Edge. Because Edge was on his podcast, and Edge was roasting Logan Paul. I think they're using that as a way to perhaps build up them two for SummerSlam.
That would make sense, yeah.
And that'd be a great match.
Podcast, both guys get 4 matches a year. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
Edge just had a match last night on SmackDown.
There you go. So
unless you save Bad Bunny, Logan Paul to WrestleMania,
which would be
tag
huge.
match.
Which
Give me a
will
tag
make
match
sense.
with those two against each other. Yeah, do some kind of tag match like that, just in case. Because, like I said, neither one of them can lead yet.
No,
so unless
that's
they
true.
really work out long,
Yeah.
hard at the PC, put them in a tag match like they did with Bad Bunny at WrestleMania a couple years ago.
yeah,
with
I think a
Damian
tag team match
person.
would work.
So
Bad
tag
Bunny
match-
and Rey Mysterio or Santos Escobar versus Logan Paul, and you're not going to do The Miz again.
No,
Dominic.
no.
Dominic, no, can't lead. I see where you're going with that, but no, we've already done that.
I got it. Now you mentioned Dominic. The SmackDown before Backlash, that crowd was eating Dominic up.
Oh,
Yeah.
those first that first 10 minutes alone.
That was like Rick Rude, Halloween Hat, or Super Brawl 92 levels of heat.
Yep.
Where he couldn't fucking say anything because the boos were getting louder and louder and louder.
Damn it! I
fantastic
swear to God, please make Dominic Ray mask versus hair SummerSlam, please.
Yes. So overall, that match masterfully done.
Yes.
There's a lot of arguments to say that should have gone on last.
I think it should
I
have.
can't say I disagree with that, but I understand why with various things that happened.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it definitely could have. But for all
After
intents
all,
and
it was
purposes,
the poster for the show, too. That was
All
the only
intents
thing
and
on the
purposes,
poster.
you could say that was the main event of the show, just like Hogan Rock at WrestleMania 18
Yeah.
and all that stuff. It was the main event, and you had 2 matches after that.
Yeah, and also the fact that everyone in the LWO got a tattoo of the LWO.
Yes, fucking
Yep.
legit. That was incredible to see that.
Mhm.
And now to the 6-man tag of the Bloodline, Sami KO, and Riddle. Very fucking good. 6-man
Again,
tag.
excellent.
And more
excellent, great
storytelling, especially with Usos and Solo, like that one
Now we
spot.
see now we see where everything
Yeah.
is starting to develop on that side now.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Mhm. Riddle
And
was
it
there
was
basically
like-
to drop the fall, and
Yeah.
it's to get Solo over, which is working, and to
Yeah.
feed that story with the tension, which is working beautifully again.
The inner
So-
civil war is happening.
Yep.
It's fantastic. It's great stuff.
Which we'll talk more about that in a little bit.
And
then-
I want to get my 2 cents on it. I completely disagree with you gentlemen respectfully. This was the worst match on the show in my opinion because 22 minutes. this felt like a Raw match. Like, literally, I did not know. I understand why it should have not happened after Bunny and Priest, because that crowd was drained afterwards. Like, the first 10 minutes, I saw people go up and, like, go to the bathroom and get snacks or something like that. Levi, you're looking at me like I'm on drugs, which I feel like I am.
Yeah, you lost me in the beginning.
Drugs are bad. Okay.
You lost me right as soon as you said that.
Don't do drugs. Okay.
War crimes are bad. Okay. I figured that would have got a reaction out of Scott.
He's texting.
Sorry, what? What?
You guys are mean.
We were going, war crimes are bad. War crimes are bad, okay.
You know what? I'm going to send all of you guys a heavily worded letter.
Okay,
and
Karen.
You know I hope you have a nice Christmas.
Okay, what were we talking about?
Family has a nice Christmas.
Boss said this was the worst match of the night.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
Yeah. And I said, yeah, he immediately lost me when he said that.
Noted.
Main event time.
But yeah, Cody Brock.
Adrenaline in my soul. Something, something, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Suplex City, Cody Rhodes.
But yeah, the story, everything, very good match. Very fucking good between these two. And then, of course...
Ooh.
Yeah, that fucking gash.
Brock has different rules.
I guess so. Puerto Rico does too.
Yeah.
I just redid the Cody Rhodes scene. Adrenaline and my soul. Nia Jax is out my hole. Whoa.
There you go. Thank you.
God.
Well done. Well done. Well done. Anyway,
you shouldn't swear to the Lord you won't get into heaven.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
dude, I'm already going to hell for what I've done. It's
Here we are.
Hey,
no,
we got cookies.
And we got Bailey.
Oh, that's our sweet ash.
Yes.
For anyone who wants
Cinnamon
to know
roll.
the cure to anybody that wants to know the cure to hemorrhoids, have a sweet ash.
Sweet ash. That's right.
Anyway, this match was good.
Very
I like
good.
the finish.
Shocking is
perfect finish. The fluke finish. After all, I was curious how they were going to do the ending though, and they pulled off a smart way to do it. And now, with what happened on Raw, and I gotta say, after all this time of me thinking that Brock was bad on the mic because of all the voice cracks he'd have, he don't need Paul Heyman anymore. He's gotten so much better on the mic.
Yep.
Okay, he knew how to cut promos in UFC because he could just say fucking shit all the time.
Yeah. But but that promo now I can't help but just say I want to fight now.
That intensity is like, dude, it's like.
And then that close up on the stitches and the shiner.
Vein popping up.
His stitches are gonna pop open.
And that fucking shiner's gonna get worse.
I said this when I did my Raw review. Brock is one of the most intentionally scary and most unintentionally hilarious human beings on planet.
Exactly.
Yep.
When he be scary, it comes off as fucking hilarious.
Sometimes.
Like, when he tries to be intense.
Like when he beat the shit out of Mark Henry and he had all them voice cracks. I will see you on Sunday. Let's do this.
Hey, Paul, say something stupid.
Also, another thing too, during the match when it was like when Cody was beating the shit out of Brock before the match ended, Cody does the fucking mad duck walk to get steps,
and everyone memed it with different sounds.
Yep,
with SpongeBob sounds.
Yeah. SpongeBob walking sounds.
I think I saw a meme. I think I saw a meme said "on my way to steal your girl" or some shit like that.
Boom, 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 boom.
Oh man!
But now we're getting a fight.
You can see why that was last, because that had to be so fast. That was like, all right, and done. We're out of here. It had to be quick. And then after the show was over, whole crowd gives Brock a standing ovation.
Yeah. The whole crowd gave Brock an ovation.
Yep.
And and this fun fact, coming up with the rematch at Night of Champions, this is the first time since 2003 where Brock has worked 5 straight pay-per-views.
He's worked more
last
than Roman.
Last time he did 5 straight pay-per-views was Royal Rumble, No Way Out, WrestleMania 19, Backlash, and Judgment Day 03.
Wow.
So
Brock nearly died at Mania 19.
Yeah.
Let's not go back to that rabbit hole. But
hey Brock, how many?
Oh my God! Can you imagine? He just the fucking starts.
If he tried it now,
yeah, I think
do it in Saudi.
Yeah, I mean it's a fight.
Flying.
But back to the Bloodline story, and then last night on SmackDown. Oh man.
Oh,
so now,
God.
Roman's basically going full on Thanos. Fine, I'll do it myself. Myself and Solo against Sammy and KO, which unique. And now, of course, this does bring up. I think there's 2 possibilities here. One, Roman Solo somehow win because the Usos are being forced to help, or the more likely scenario. Usos finally have had enough and to betray Roman and Solo, and thus beginning the build to, I think, Jay winning the title.
Of course, the big elephant in the room, Sammy's going to Saudi for the first time.
Because Saudi and Syria are now at peace, finally.
Yep, they're building, I wouldn't say at peace.
But building relations.
But they're building relations, they're building embassies with each other to try to rekindle and negotiations and so forth. So yes, and KO wouldn't go because Sammy wouldn't go. So Sammy's going, KO's going, and now we're getting this match.
So the interesting thing, who's going to take the pin, Roman or Solo?
Solo has to.
Solo.
But you're trying to build Solo.
It doesn't matter. He can take a loss here because it's about the story.
You can make him look strong in defeat.
And if Usos get involved and cause some kind of mishmash finish, to where Solo gets a hoover kick, stunner, 1, 2, 3, and then Kevin and Sammy powder, then it's all about back to the Bloodline story. You forget about the loss. So Roman ain't gonna lay down. We know this.
Oh God, no.
So now are the tag titles are on the line too, right?
Yeah,
the tag titles are on the line. Roman 4 belts.
Oh God,
Roman 4 belts.
Which I need to bring that up because I see this on Twitter all the time. People, it's part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
If it does happen, then it happens.
And one more thing. The reason Roman isn't defending his belts here is because they want to make this new belt feel important.
Right.
And the only way to do that is have that be the only belt on the line and have that be the main event.
Right.
In which it's Seth versus AJ. Now, that's going to be a barn burner as far as who I think is going to win. It's going to be Seth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As cool as it would be for AJ, I feel is at the point in his career where he's mostly a utility veteran at this point.
He doesn't need it now. He's just come back. Seth is red hot, bulletproof, everything else.
Seth, and after the last year and a half, Seth has earned this.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think AJ is going to be a future opponent for Roman.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe Monday in the Bank.
London.
Now, I want to address something.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, boy.
Glasses off. Oh, okay. This isn't Mr. Scott. This isn't Mr. Scott, the friendly former wrestler booker. This is Mr. Scott. I'm fucking pissed off at people.
All right.
This ain't Scott the Lemmy worshiper. This is Scott the man.
Consolation prize? You want to say that Seth getting the world title, you internet marks out there, is just a consolation prize? All titles are consolation prizes. Nobody's winning them for real, okay? They're a reward you get for getting over, selling merchandise, selling tickets. All titles are consolation prizes. Participation trophy? No, that was the 24/7 title. That's a consolation prize. They're all consolation prizes. Roman has 2 of them. Why? Because he fucking deserves it. So it's his consolation to be recognized as champion. If Seth gets the world title, it's not a consolation prize. It's because he fucking earned it. So drop that shit, or I'm going to be yelling at you again. Do you want that? I didn't think so. Rant over.
Sorry,
Marks.
Yeah, okay, another thing, too. People, if a SmackDown... If someone from SmackDown wins the title...
They'll just go to Raw.
Here's a theory.
Oh my god!
Raw.
But it doesn't make sense! Nothing makes sense!
Hey, there's a reason why I choose not to say shit on Twitter, because I don't want to start shit, because I already have enough drama in my life. People, it's all work.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people that are really good people, but it's like, dude, have some common knowledge.
I'm close to muting half the people on my timeline.
Exactly.
Oh, I already do that. I already do that.
And I don't even use Twitter at all, other than for messaging with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Now, speaking of Wembley Stadium,
why don't we let Boss do a rant of his own? Because I know he's been waiting to spew out on AEW.
We're gonna take the proverbial glasses off and let the
because you can't see him.
Yeah.
AEW. What in the fuck was that Wednesday? I understand you have a giant pay-per-view opportunity in Wembley Stadium. Here's the problem. That's in a few months. You have a pay-per-view in less than 2 weeks, and you have 2 matches that are being, on the show. You have the world title match. Name me one reason to be interested in this world title situation. I'll wait.
Well, actually, it's the 4 pillars of AEW. That's why you should care about it.
The real 4 pillars are MJF, Jericho, Moxley, Omega. Fuck off.
I am sick and fucking tired of this 4 pillars thing. Because, look, I like Darby. Sammy's a douche, yet talented. Jungle Boy is Jungle Boy. He's good, needs work on his promos. MJF, what more needs to be said about it? You are letting your golden goose be nothing but background noise. Why in the front flipping hell are you making a 3-man tournament to determine the number 1 contender when we all know it's going to be a 4-way? That was inept booking. And all you had for MJF was a pre-tape. That's all you have for him Wednesday. I might as well go down by the show piece by piece because I want to rip this company a new ass one day. Because this company has been shit for the past few weeks. We complain and bark and, cry for how terrible WWE has been. Well, the tables have turned. Because on the show in question that happened in Baltimore, you have Miro show up. Awesome! Where the fuck has he been at? Oh, you don't have any creative direction for it. We'll put him in squash matches then. And then Thunder Rosa shows up. Great! Love Thunder Rosa. Her and Britt Baker are going through it like Bret Hart and HBK back in the 90s, but that's a discussion for another day. As the show went on, and when they showed up and they had nothing going for it, I quickly realized they are using them for marketing for Collision. That is going to have CM Punk as their top star.
The second coming is going to be the first episode.
The only person that's going to be coming is Tony Khan in his pants because he has his top star back in the company. Listen here, Tony. Just because you have all of this talent in the world, you ain't gonna beat fucking WWE. WWE ain't going until Vince McMahon is dead in the grave. Because no matter how hard you try, adding a 3rd show ain't gonna do dick. Because what has Rampage become? It's become the modern equivalent of WCW Thunder.
Worse.
Worse.
It's worse.
Worse.
Levels of Thunder.
It's fucking WWF Metal or Jacked.
Metal or Jacked.
Yeah.
Or WCW Saturday Night.
Dark Elevation, which they took off their
C level.
They took off Dark and Dark Elevation.
Which did anyone see the confirmed deletion match or the firm deletion match this past
No.
Well, it was fucking atrocious, and it featured Levi's favorite woman in the world, Rebby, and all of her usefulness. That was atrocious and terrible. And speaking of atrocious, what is this booking? You have the world title, which you're using MJF as background noise. So good job, Tony. You are now starting to make me not care about MJF. The opening match to Dynamite, for those of you who didn't see it, it was between Rey Fenix and Claudio Castagnoli. And a double Jeopardy match, which the winner gets to challenge the loser's championship. Okay, cool, whatever. Name me the last time Ring of Honor was relevant. Scott, would you like to apply to that?
2012?
18.
18? All right. I'm being generous.
The last time the world title was relevant was before they put the title on Matt Taven. Nothing against Matt Taven.
The last time Ring of Honor was relevant is when they sold out Madison Square Garden with New Japan in 2019.
2019 is a point, yep.
They have become nothing more than just another AEW show. Because think about it. Who's on the roster? Main AEW contracted wrestlers. Who has all of their titles except for the 6-man tag?
Which are pointless.
AEW contracted wrestlers. No one gives a fuck about Ring of Honor anymore. Which sucks. I like Ring of Honor. You using it as AEW marketing ain't gonna do a damn thing about investing in their product again. Speaking of Ring of Honor, why are they resorting Mark Briscoe to be a convoy in a feud between FTR, who's the best team in the whole company, against the greatest team in the world, Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal? I'm sorry, what? Why, of all teams, really? They had nothing better for FTR. They resigned because of this, by the way, folks.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to be retiring soon. I've been hearing rumors of that because Dax deleted his podcast, which those circumstances are, sketch for another day.
I wonder what happened there. Somebody probably said, hey, stop talking about current stuff.
Yeah.
And
we don't want to hear about that stuff.
He should have been like, I'm an independent contractor. Do something about it.
Exactly.
Right.
What else happened besides a lot of bullshit? Let's see. Oh, the women's title situation. Jamie Hayter's completely cooled off. She has not meant a damn thing since she won the title, which fucking sucks because Jamie Hayter is Jamie Hayter. They are having a feud with good old Slinky Neck Saraya herself, and all this shit with the Outcast. Which, by the way, thanks for making Ruby Soho and Tony Storm completely irrelevant. Thanks.
But don't you know? But don't you know they're gonna be big? They're gonna be big once they start.
Oh yeah,
huge. Yeah, I'll be married by the time that happens. So, yeah. They are resorting that, and they're putting Hikaru Shida in there for reasons. So yeah, they can do that. Also, Jade Cargill hasn't been on television in it feels like years. Which I ain't the biggest fan of Jade Cargill, but I could see, future talent when I see
She's
it.
A star.
She looks like a star. She just needs to get there in terms of in-ring ability. She hasn't quite hit it there.
No, she hasn't.
If you're a star, it doesn't matter how good you are in the ring.
Exactly. They think they have the audacity to put that to the side, and they think a match between Orange Cassidy and Daniel Garcia deserves 15 fucking minutes.
For that pointless belt?
Wow.
I'm probably gonna hate for saying this. Daniel Garcia has become the Austin Theory of AEW. Good talent, no personality. And you have Orange Cassidy. He's a good wrestler, terrible gimmick. It's the same shit, different day. It's fucking old. Chris Jericho is in a feud with Adam Cole in 2023. And it's funny how an Irvine has a court order, paper. A little on the nose there, Tony, if you guys get it. And here comes good old Roddy Strong saying, oh, well, I have a court order plea deal here, too, that they have to go to court for people to be banned by ringside because they're not having a regular match. They're having a Falls Count Anywhere match next week because you're making Roderick Strong your top star next.
Which, by the way, when Roddy debuted, I swore he was still under WWE contract. I mean, I'm like, is there tampering going on here? Because last I checked, he was still under contract.
Yeah. No, the last time he was on television, he had a stretcher job when he was still with Dynamite.
But it's like, I thought he was just out injured. He's still under contract. He's going to return. And then all of a sudden he comes out. I'm like, I swore he was still under, unless his contract just expired and it went under the radar.
Yeah.
But then they had a women's no holds barred match, which, yeah, because why not? Julia Hart took on Anna Jay in no holds barred match. That crowd did not fucking care. That match wasn't good anyway. It's nothing against the women. It's just the booking and all the decision and all that stuff. Speaking of House of Black, they have now one of the most worthless championships ever, the Trios titles, in a open house match, which the rules, okay, whatever. So the week prior, the Acclaimed won a Battle Royal to challenge for the Trios titles. Did they challenge them the week later? No. It was the Best Friends and Bandito. Because what the fuck is logic in wrestling? Logic, what a revolutionary concept, Con! I'm going to re-quote what I said a couple weeks ago. For the love of God, man, get your head out of the damn snow globe, wake up and smell the roses, and for the love of fucking God, trim your unibrown hair. What are you, the Angry Birds? Oh, I'm just getting warmed up here, gentlemen.
Won't take much longer now. Come on, this isn't the boss show.
I'm about to have a Dick Cornette rant. So yeah, that match was useless, and not to mention the
lighting. Fucking Dairy Queen.
We've been waiting 20 minutes on the fucking line to get our shit.
You're fucking standing. God, motherfucker.
Fucking ugly bitch.
The main event. Also, TNT title's fucking worthless. Wardlow has been trapped in their ice. Cue the Metallica song. Yeah, Wardlow's, they've misused him badly. Yeah, Christian Cage challenging for the title, but not Luchasaurus. Okay. So, we get to the main event, which is Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega in a cage match. Okay, let me clarify one thing before we start. I don't have anything against... I said this with Scott Walt on Twitter. Why would you resort to weapons in a cage match?
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's a hardcore title match, I can excuse that, or a caged weapons match, I can excuse that to an extent. Why the fuck are you bringing in glass and barbed wire chairs? The cage is right there! Oh my god, what in the fuck? The Bucks come down to all their helpfulness. They don't do shit. Brian's on commentary for this. They had a match where the crowd was sitting on their hands. There was a spot where Moxley was fucking around with the turnbuckle to get the rod off, and it took him like 5 years. During commercial break, with picture-in-picture in it, let me add. So that was terrible. And okay, how the fuck do you blade yourself when you never got hit in the head with the chair and the barbed wire hit your back?
Ask Ric Flair.
Yeah. After all, he goes for a roll-up, misses, and then blades. There is video of this, people.
Mm.
Hopefully it wasn't
I've seen it.
Koloff, or else his motion cycle would have popped up, but that's besides the point. So, we get to that. And of all things, by the way, when Omega was getting, quote-unquote choked out, the crowd was legit sitting. They weren't, chanting, oh, this is awesome. They were chanting when, like, the weapons and shit were getting brought out. Then, of all things, the V-trigger breaks a cage. A spear I get. A power slam I get. Hell, throwing your opponent into the steel stage I get. the V trigger, Mandy Rose hits a better knee strike than Omega does.
Yep.
And then, not even that, Moxley is up 2 seconds after they go through it. What the fuck? Ah!
Oh my god! Somebody clip that, please!
Somebody clip that!
Jesus.
Somebody clip that!
Oh my god! If you have any dogs in your area that are screaming right now, we apologize.
Yeah, if I woke up your neighbor, I apologize. But then we get to the end where good old Don Scarlet Fever Callis shows up in his useless ass. He grabs the screwdriver that, Moxley grabs. Omega hits the one-winged angel, and lo and behold, Don Callis turns on Omega. This useless sack of shit is now a heel. Congratulations.
He was already heel.
Yeah, he was already
He's a
heel.
piece of shit to begin with. So
Now he's turned on Omega, and now is he? Did they personify that he's joined up with Moxley, or he just turned on Omega?
Just turned on Omega.
I think
Because
Omega. Hopefully, maybe he was going to, fondle another 10-year-old or whatever the fuck.
Maybe.
Because I think Callis is going to be in the corner of Ospreay for when they do Forbidden Door in a month.
Probably. So I don't understand. I went on a rant. I made a video about it, and that got a lot of views, which I don't know what is so appealing about a ginger redhead that makes Hamill Porter from the fucking Sandlot movie seem inept. But besides the point,
it was probably because it had like AEW rant in the title or whatever, and anything that has that.
I'm surprised I didn't get any.
If you don't have
how dare you?
You're fine. Don't do what I did.
Right.
Well, yeah, AEW. I want this company to succeed. I really do.
And guess what?
We all do.
Yeah, we all do.
We all do.
We don't hate AEW for the talent most of the time. We hate the fucking fan base.
Mm-hmm.
The smarks are fucking obnoxious. Get the AEW cock out of your suckhole. Admit the shows are shit and quit jerking off to Tony Khan like he's a second coming of Vern Gagne.
And they're getting $1 billion from Warner Brothers Discovery.
Yep.
Yeah, because Tony, you have enough food on your plate. Either worry about the
just in time to take a bite. He throws that line in there.
Either worry about your football team or your soccer team, or here's an idea: get a fucking creative staff. Because
Call Dixon Carter,
saw a
dude.
little bit of AEW All Access.
Oh God,
dude, fucking Blake.
Tony needs help, plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is going to be balder than Scott is in about a year.
Yep.
Because he's got 2 wrestling companies, a football team, a soccer team, all these different shows he's got to worry about, and he's doing everything himself.
There is not enough cocaine in Herb Abrams' ghost ass to help Tony Khan do all this shit.
No.
I don't know what the fuck.
Hire us.
I'm gonna watch the show.
No, don't hire us. No, don't.
This
don't.
product until this company puts me in the grave.
Oh,
I
God.
don't care. If I had to watch the last 3 years when Russo was under WCW's booking, I'm pretty sure this is fine.
Russo only booked 9 months of WCW.
Yep.
Anyways,
so yeah,
I'm probably gonna need a cigar and a blowy after this because Jesus Christ and Murphy, I want this show to succeed, but I am sick and tired of its horribly built programming. You have a show within 2 weeks. It's gonna happen right after Night of Champions, the day after Night of Champions. And all you have is 2 matches.
And the same day as NXT Battleground as well.
Oh.
First time ever 2 companies going head-to-head on pay-per-view and television since Mania 5 and Clash 6.
Clash 6, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I feel like I still have a little more room in the tank, but I feel like we're gonna be running out of time. So
we got to wrap up here.
Oh yeah.
Dynamite was shit. It was short, sweet, to the point. Please, for the love of God, blink when you do your backstage promos, Tony.
Yeah.
We have a major announcement coming up. Is that your motto now?
Oh,
We have a major announcement, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be the biggest thing in the history of the day. And it's probably going to be the new show. It's probably going to be the deal.
CM Punk's return. And
all I know is
another title.
Now, I will say, I do hope that All In, when it happens, is on that new Max app.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, that show's getting sold out. No matter
Well,
what.
yeah,
it's selling out.
Yeah, and you know what? Great for them. They're going to put over 70,000 in Wembley Stadium, which is huge.
Huge.
And they're going to be having another Forbidden Door 2 in Toronto. Good.
If that's in a month.
Yeah, good. You're doing good in terms of, marketing and selling your shows. Your programming, though, it needs a reach around. Oh.
Although at the end of the day, they're going to be getting $1 billion from Warner Brothers Discovery, so they've won.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like
Warner Brothers is going to have to see how that investment goes, and if they don't have anything to show for it, they ain't getting it again.
It would be interesting if they would put AEW on that new HBO Max Discovery Plus hybrid, that Max app. If they put some of the, if they put old AEW stuff on it and they put All In on it, they put the pay-per-views on it.
Sure,
that'd be great.
Yeah, then you can actually watch it.
You want to get people to watch it, new potential viewers. It's like, hey, we're doing what WWE does on Peacock.
The model's been proven to work. So
I definitely watch all their shows if it was on that Max.
Yeah. Again, for as some mundane shows that WWE has done, at least it's somehow controlled chaos. With AEW, it's like you're having your crazy ex run your relationships.
Again, PSA, don't stick your dick in crazy.
No.
If you learn one thing, don't do that. If you learn one thing from this show, it's that.
Yes.
Yep.
And don't do drugs.
Crazy
we don't
dick.
Herb Abrams.
No.
And
all that said, but with that epic rant done, it's time to wrap things up in a nice, neat little bow.
Is somebody clipping your voice cracking?
I might as well go back after everything gets processed, and I'll just post that as a video on its own.
Hey guys, want to play baseball?
Hang on, I gotta go masturbate.
Ryan, I'm ready. You in or out?
Also, did you guys know that the male horse has 5 legs?
The what? The male what?
What?
Did you know that the male horse has technically 5 legs?
Yes, everyone knows that. Did you just know this or something?
Yeah.
Thank you. Moving on. No, moving on. We're trying to close the show.
Yeah. So as far as
Nikita Lyons' ass looks great. Moving on.
Yes.
And yes, Scarlett Bordeaux is.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday to Scarlett today.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
But as far as what's coming up next week, we're going to be back with a top 10 episode. We haven't done one in a long time.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. We're doing top 10 best gimmick matches in wrestling history.
Now, and it's going to be the specific gimmick itself, not individual gimmick matches. No. This is going to be a fun episode because
this is best gimmick. Right? This is best gimmick matches, right?
Best gimmick matches.
Next month we're doing worst.
Now,
that's gonna be
do
more
we
fun.
For cage matches? Do we separate cage, Hell in a Cell, and all that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So will a no holds barred match be the same as like a no DQ match?
Yeah, okay. No holds barred, falls count anywhere.
Falls count anywhere.
That all kind of falls in the same category.
And if somebody says pole match, you get the chancla.
The pole match is one of the greatest innovations of all.
Oh shit! You get the fuck.
Aguanta, cabrón! Aguanta, cabrón!
But yeah, the best gimmick matches list next week, and then we're ending the month with a debate about ECW. Was it good, bad, or in the middle when it came to
more like a
wrestling?
discussion, because we don't really debate.
More debate, yeah. So
I'm a master debater.
I knew you'd say that. Somebody's gonna say that.
Not a masturbator, the masturbator.
Mm-hmm.
Quote Law and Order SVU on that. And then, of course, June, for the most part, actually, let me double check. Well, the first week of June is going to be game night, and, well, as far as a game, so far we've done Uno, and we've done Journey of Wrestling, maybe Cards Against Humanity for June.
Yes, we're about to get filthy, gentlemen.
And, oh, God.
Filthy feckers.
And, oh, God.
And I can be the host again.
Yes.
One of these days, though, James, you're going to fucking play. One of these days. But I digest. But yeah, that will be at the beginning of June. As far as the remainder of June, well, the week after that, we're going to be talking King of the Ring 1993. 30th anniversary of that show. Then we're doing the top 10 worst gimmick matches in wrestling history, and then we're going to conclude June with a review on King of the Ring 1998. Oh man. With the match.
With the match.
The match.
That match.
Yes.
Yeah, that one. No, not that one.
No, that one. Yes.
Yep, that one. Al Snow and Head versus Too Much.
Right.
Yes.
That one.
No. The Rock versus Dan Severn. But yeah, that's pretty much all.
Severn had one of the best entrance themes of all time. I don't care what anybody says.
That was badass.
Mm-hmm.
But now to plug time, starting off with Scott.
Check me out on my YouTube channel. It's Mr. Scott doing reactions. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. And I have a new voice play reaction for a song called My Mother Told Me, so that's coming up tomorrow, so check that out, please. I'm also on Twitch every single week, doing various things nowadays. I'm playing Journey of Wrestling on there. I'm jamming on there, so please stop in and hang on me while I do that stuff. Find me on my very active Twitter, more active than these guys are. So find me on there because I'm always posting stupid shit. Also find me on Instagram, TikTok, all under Mr. Scott as well.
Richard.
Catch me in my dead Twitter, HorrorMaster18. Catch me in my YouTube channel, HorrorMaster, which I uploaded the latest episode of the Curtain album series on Sodom's Mortal of Life live album with the original album cover, people, the original. You can catch me on my Instagram, Metal God, and you can catch me on Levi's channel doing both Shadow Kvlt and the Wrestling Podcast.
Boss.
Well, now that my throat is still reviving from that rant,
that's what she said.
Damn it. Damn it, James.
Don't worry, I say that all the time.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Yep.
You can find me on my YouTube channel at BossOp86, where I would do Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite reviews. Hopefully, no more rants, but I ain't guaranteeing that. On the other side of things, you can follow God damn it. I've lost my words. I don't care anymore. On the other side, you can check me out doing metal reviews and retrospectives. I am currently still finishing up my Merciful Fate retrospective. Almost done with it. And yesterday, I reviewed the newest offering from Cattle Decapitation, Terrasite, which, wow. Top 3 album of the year. We're only still in May. God help me on that list. But yeah, great album. Arguably their best. Not going to quote that, but first album, why not? So, yeah, that was a great album. And also, you can follow me on my dead Twitter at V, A, and L-6, where I do nothing on Twitter. Yahtzee!
James.
You can find me on my YouTube at We Are Pro Wrestling, where I just did a review on Over the Edge in Your House, aka Over the Edge 1998. This coming week, I'm going to be doing another wrestler episode, and all I'm going to say is 1, 2, 3. And then you can follow me on my very alive Twitter account at WAPW_wrestling. And you can follow me on my Instagram at WeAreProWrestling_YT.
Alrighty, and then of course with me, if you haven't already, why haven't you already, but subscribe to my YouTube, ThrashManiac99, where I also posted my review of Cow Decapitation's Terrorcide album. Though I can't get over that album cover. It just looks like Hopper from A Bug's Life covered in dick skin. So, yeah. Trust me, if you go to watch that video and you see the thumbnail, you'll get the joke. So there you go. But yeah, I posted that this morning. Don't think I'm going to do a review tomorrow. I'll just probably be listening to stuff for Under the Radar this Tuesday, because the big video coming this week, this Thursday at noon, premiering my ranking of everything Immolation. And trust me, that ranking was a pain in the ass because all 11 albums are fucking good. So there you go. Definitely the most difficult ranking I've done. Definitely the most difficult ranking I've done since Death. And that one was pretty fucking challenging. This one, arguably more challenging. But,
and I think I know what your number one might be, too.
I think I know what your number one is.
We shall see.
Yeah, we shall see. Yeah.
You guys can ask me after we go off the air. But, yeah, that's coming out on Thursday. And then as far as anything else, follow me on Instagram at ThrashManiac_YT. I'm almost to 1,500 followers. So that's pretty cool. And then finally, follow and or subscribe to me on Twitch at ThrashManiac99, where Minecraft Mondays are back since our server got revamped and we're back to an old map and just building off of it even more. And of course, Wild Wednesdays, where we just go absolutely apeshit over games and shit.
And if you click subscribe, you get a nice little surprise.
Yes.
That sounded like part of the Discord soundboard for some weird reason.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, that's everything from me, and, well, thank you guys who tuned in to the Horseman Podcast. Why did I say Horseman? Because we do have, actually, I forgot, we do have an episode of the Horseman Podcast coming up eventually with a new host. Not going to tell you who it is, but as far as the topic, we're going to be talking top 10 Metal Blade Records bands. So, as far as when that episode will happen...
I thought it was albums.
No, just bands. Just bands. So, bands that have been on Metal Blade from the beginning to currently. So, there you go with that. So, that's why I said Horseman, because it made me remind myself that episode's coming up soon. But anyways, thank you for tuning in to Shadow Kvlt this week. We shall see you next week. But until then, keep your horns high and your dreams wet, please. It's healthy for you.